Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking the Trillium Foundation, the Ontario Tennis Association, and the Scarborough Tennis Federation for their initiative in supporting youth tennis in the Scarborough region. Thank you very much. Welcome, tennis fans, to Aviva opening night. Aviva, insurance made simple. Coverage that's comprehensive, customized, and quick. Visit aviva.ca today. Just a few moments away until our first match tonight. On main draw Monday night, it's Aviva opening night. are on their way to Stadium Court. Please welcome from Estonia, Anett, Kontaveit. And her opponent, please welcome from Russia,
Maria Sharapova's Wimbledon was cut short as she had to retire in the first round around 4 weeks ago. The injuries returned for the 5-time Grand Slam winner, and she'd only just made a comeback. She's surely hoping for a clean bill of health now and for the rest of the season. And in this nightcap at the Rogers Cup in Toronto, she faces Anett Kontaveit. Kontaveit is a player who's posted some big wins early in her career and made some very big finals. So this promises to be a good one under the lights at the Aviva Center. Julie Kenley's in the chair for this first round matchup between the wild card Sharapova and Kontaveit. Has not had much action in 2019 because of the injuries. Had shoulder surgery earlier in the campaign. Just the 11 matches indeed this campaign for Sharapova. Nice conditions to be playing tennis in Toronto. Bit of a breeze. So Sharapova won the toss. She's going to elect to receive once we get this first round match underway against Anett Kontaveit. Kontaveit was saying as she was growing up, Sharapova was one of the players she really liked to watch. So another occasion where she gets to meet the Russian after they faced off in 2017 in Stuttgart, in a match that was won by Sharapova. I'm Aviva, great to have alongside Naomi Cavaday. There's a look at this section of the draw. Naomi, Sharapova, and Kontaveit faced the winner of Suarez, Navarro, and Venus Williams. You were at Wimbledon, Naomi, and saw that match she played against Pauline Parmentier, the one where she had to retire late in the third set. She was very distraught afterwards at her press conference, Sharapova. But back at this stage now, as a former player yourself, how frustrating is it to have all these setbacks, just one after another?
Well, I mean, you've got to hand it to her to still be out there and still be giving it a go. I mean, the amount of shoulder injuries she's had over the years, her entire career, she had to miss big chunks at different stages. She's had surgery. She's got this forearm issue as well. I mean, it has just been incredibly frustrating for her. And we know Sharapova, we know how much she wants it. She wants to be the best. She wants to win. She wants to beat everybody out there. And I mean, really, I mean, since her long layoff, she just hasn't got anything going, no momentum whatsoever. And it's just frustrating because every time she goes back out on court, she feels, or it seems like she feels like she is just starting from scratch. And to have to do that over and over again is not fun for anyone. But she is incredibly experienced. She knows how to deal with it. She knows how to go through the rehab, and she will not force herself to play if she's not right, which is why we saw that very late withdrawal in that match. I mean, it was pretty much done. It was a game away from being finished, but she didn't want to put herself under any more strain, and that was that.
Yeah. And she also said that early in the season, she played in Shenzhen, played at the Australian Open, posted a big result at the Australian Open, beating Caroline Wozniacki, that even at that stage, after matches like that, she's still thinking, okay, what am I going to do with my shoulder? Because it's still bothering me, it's still hurting me. So then she took the action thereafter to get the shoulder operated on. Don't forget, it was around a decade ago where she had shoulder surgery as well. And it was back then that it was considered a career-threatening injury for Sharapova. She's made the comeback from that. And interesting, you know, she won her first major at Wimbledon 2004, but the French Open has turned out to be her most successful Grand Slam now, winning that a couple of times. And speaking of the clay, Anett Kontaveit is a player who's had success on the clay, including this campaign. She's 23 years of age, has been as high as number 14 in the world, thus have one career title to her name. Seems to be a player, Naomi, who can mix things up. She can counter when she needs to, but also strike a pretty big ball.
Yeah, I think a bit of an all-rounder really is how I would describe Anett. No huge weakness, the movement's very good. She's a tough competitor as well. I think overall, looking at her season and how she's developed over the past couple of years, it's just been a little patchier than maybe I would expect for somebody who has such a solid game. And as you say, it's just quite an all-round situation. So I think mentally she can be a little in and out. She goes on these streaks, wins bags of matches, and then comes up with those first-round losses back to back to back, and you think, oh, wow, where's she gone? But I think she's always dangerous. We're only just seeing really the beginning of Kontaveit for me. I think she is on the way up. You know, you drop it short, she'll make you pay. She's got very clean strikes off both sides, so you know there are weapons there. It's not like she doesn't have any at all, but a really nice balanced game style to watch.
And to speak to your point about those patches, she's 19 and 14 this season, having made the final in Stuttgart and semi-final in Miami. So going deep with those very big tournaments. Other times striking it at some other events. After Brisbane, didn't win back-to-back matches until Indian Wells, and at one stretch lost 6-8 heading into Wimbledon. Has run into Karolina Muchova a couple of times, the Czech with the all-round game at Wimbledon. And also at the French Open, Muchova winning those particular matchups. Well, there's Sharapova taking a few serves, so we'll keep an eye on the serve in this encounter, how it holds up. It was the left forearm that was the problem for Sharapova at Wimbledon, and she said going into that match against Pauline Parmanche, she was feeling okay, but she doesn't know when it's going to particularly flare up. So we hope, again, that everything goes well for Sharapova. She makes her comeback to Toronto. Hasn't played in Toronto for a while, since 2011. She's played since that time in Montreal. Of course, this event alternates between Toronto and Montreal. Third appearance for Kontaveit at this event. Last year fell in the second round to a pretty familiar opponent in Petra Kvitova. Go back to their one previous matchup in Stuttgart 2017. That was the first tournament back for Sharapova after suspension. It was 6-3, 6-4 to the Russian in the quarterfinals. Great job that day on converting break chances.
Sorry, could I please have a water? Yeah.
So at the Aviva Center, this first round matchup about to start between the wild card Maria Sharapova and the number 16 seed Anett Kontaveit. Big crowd on hand for this one between Kontaveit and Sharapova. Not the start that Kontaveit was looking for. couple of double faults back to back. We've seen Sharapova hit some double faults and mention that, but it's Kontaveit who started this one with a couple. There's her coach, very experienced, Nigel Sears. And made sure she got the first serve in there. Kontaveit took a bit off.
It's always tough putting in a second serve against Sharapova. You know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to get annihilated, even if it's good. I mean, Sharapova's return might not go in, but she's going to crunch it. It's just quite intimidating. You can feel that pressure.
So here comes another second serve for Kontaveit. It began with a return indeed. 2 big chances.
And it's something that I was going to get to. I mean, you can call it maybe part of the strategy, but really it's just common sense, is that the first serve percentage from Kontaveit needs to stay high.
Well, how about that for a return? And what a way to break for Maria Sharapova.
Already sending such a strong message to Kontaveit. And I mean, the reality is, as much as Kontaveit is 16th seed, if Sharapova plays well and plays how we know she can, her game will overwhelm Kontaveit, as it will overwhelm almost everybody out there. It's just a big if she plays like that, because of course she is so low on match practice and consistency through the past couple of years now, really. And then on top of that, it's not even if she can produce it, it's what about the tight moments? What about for a full 3-set match? You know, Kontaveit will be trying to push Sharapova into those awkward situations as much as she can and really test her.
Kontaveit on that occasion with a good crack at the return. After Wimbledon, Sharapova spent some time practicing at Riccardo Piatti's academy in Italy in Bordighera. He was very impressed with what he saw there, the veteran Italian who has worked with the likes of Ivan Lubicic, Milos Raonic. We're seeing both players in this early going putting pressure on via the returns.
That's exactly what Sharapova will be looking for. Really, that point was turned into a bit of a slog fest. Kontaveit trying to out-hit Sharapova. And as long as Sharapova is feeling fairly comfortable out on the court, I think it'll be tough for Kontaveit to do that.
Good depth, however, once again on the return, and she has 2 breakback points. She went very big on that second serve, missing it wide. Kontaveit breaks back.
Kontaveit definitely does possess the game to stand up to the pace of Sharapova, as I say, for the most part. I mean, Sharapova hits her, as I was saying before, some of her best tennis. It's tough for anyone to live with it, really. But on the whole, Kontaveit does well soaking up pace.
Well, we see that once in a while when she's really stressed from Sharapova. Out comes the left hand, try and save the rally. Not so there.
A couple of really successful points from Kontaveit. One in the previous game where she found that tremendous depth on the return, and there with the width. Both of those will get it out of the strike zone of Sharapova.
That is just super from the Estonian.
Great movement and strength out wide there from Kontaveit. The sneak in from Sharapova maybe a little late, so there was quite a large gap, but Kontaveit doing well under pressure there to find it.
She describes herself as very, very competitive, Kontaveit, so doesn't mind a scrap either. Took a look at the mark, but no challenge coming from Kontaveit. Her mom was a tennis coach, so that's how she got into the sport. That helps. She's found the serve in this game. Hold from Kontaveit after the early setback. And she leads now in this first set, 2-1.
Every day you go to places. A small change in how you do things, or the bigger things to hold one town. Or many things to many towns, all at once. No matter how small you move, it can be a big leap from where you are now. You've got to go to places. So we go there every day. We're here to help you. The places on the map, the mind, and the heart are all free.
Going places with AMJ Campbell. Contact us at 888-AMJ-MOVE or AMJCampbell.com.
It's time for the AMJ Campbell Wood Match. Randomly selected two fans, they're moving to a new home for tonight's match. Courtesy of AMJ Campbell, the official mover of Tennis Canada. There's our lucky winners. Congratulations and enjoy your new seats. For your next home or office move, contact AMJ Campbell.
Time.
Former finalist at this tournament, Maria Sharapova. That was in 2009. She's back out serving with a 1-2 deficit. Sharapova with 2 game points. Apologies for that loss of sound. Thumps the ace down. A second for her to get to 2 apiece.
It's always intriguing to watch Sharapova, isn't it? I mean, it's such a simple game style. It's not easy. Definitely not. It's very tough to execute, but there's not a huge amount of complexity. She just does anything that she can to get on the front foot and attack. Anything in the strike zone will be struck. She'll get it wrong a lot along the way. I mean, like even when she was at her best, we saw plenty of wild errors like that last one. Par for the course if you're a Sharapova fan.
Went really big there, did Kontaveit.
It's such a tough shot to play, and the reason it's difficult is because Sharapova had done so well with her recovery. She had charged back to near enough the middle of the court. So for Kontaveit to try and find a winner, which she felt like she should on that shot because she'd set the point up so well, was really difficult.
Bit of a late call. Sharapova is going to challenge. Kontaveit really stepping into the forehand. Was it enough to force the error? Yes, it was. First serve percentage is a little bit low so far. Kontaveit, so Sharapova looking at a lot of second serves.
I think very few have been as good at returning second serves as Sharapova. I mean, really putting the Williams sisters in there, but other than that, I mean, it is just an onslaught.
Well, she made Kontaveit hit that extra shot, and there was no mistaking from Kontaveit. So we move along in this first set, 3-2.
The official app of the Rogers Cup presented by National Bank, a must-have for a great Rogers Cup experience. Get real-time scores and up-to-date tournament news. Pre-order your food and beverages to skip the lines. Or you can even get your order delivered to your safety. Participate in our bracket challenge for a chance to win $1 billion. Participate in the Stream Challenge presented
miss a minute of the action, download the Rogers Cup app now, and you can order food and drinks delivered right to your seat. Don't delay. Download the app right now.
Sharapova serving at 2-3 in this first set against Anett Kontaveit. She was talking about her future prospects at Wimbledon. Basically asked the question, okay, you know, going forward, is this something you still want to be doing, playing tennis? Fine second serve. Like she said in that press conference, I've never taken the easy route. I've always worked, committed, focused. These moments are hard, but I love what I do. I still have a lot of passion for it.
Yeah, and look, there is an argument with all the time out that she's had in her career. I mean, through injuries and through the suspension, she's 32. And really, her body's going to be a lot younger than that. There's years that she hasn't been playing when you add all of that up, because she has had some hefty chunks out for injuries and operations as well. So maybe there's quite a long distance for her still to go. It's just about getting back fit. I mean, who knows what she can do. We know what she's done before, and if there's a way, I think we're pretty sure she's going to find it.
This swing return. That's often been said about Sharapova, just how great of a competitor that she is. Certainly one of the best of the last, of her generation, at the very, very least.
I think she's inspired a generation as well.
How many players do you see, you know, a little clenched fist prior to returning, going big in the returns as you're talking about? Pretty good rhythm now. On serve for Sharapova, 3-0.
Got to say, the standard of this match is pretty good. I think Kontaveit is looking nice and sharp, actually. Really responded well to the pace. Just on occasion getting sucked into that slogging match. And I just, as I say, if Sharapova is a bit off, which might happen, then she might get away with it. But Sharapova looking relatively focused and comfortable will be tricky. Just wants to make sure that she keeps the width, and if she needs to take a bit of pace off to get that width or the depth, then that's what she's going to have to do.
Kontaveit, the one who blinked first in that rally.
It's just too central, isn't it, really, for Kontaveit. That's not what she's going to be wanting to do. I'm sure that is something that Coach Nigel Sears wants her to avoid. It was quite a narrow rally. Couldn't get Sharapova more than 2 steps out of the middle. Always want to be looking for the 3rd step from Sharapova. Wherever she's starting in the court, make her take the 3rd step to the ball. That's where she starts to struggle.
Couldn't quite fight that one off, Kontaveit. Vastly experienced is Coach Sears, working with the likes of Anna Ivanovic, Daniela Hantakova, Amanda Kutzer, among others. Sharapova is challenging. Yeah, there was good depth. She struck down the middle, Kontaveit. She's down to 1 challenge, Sharapova. Well, as you were saying, Naomi, there wasn't a lot of depth on that forehand, middle of the court, and Sharapova able to attack. Great chance. Kept going to that forehand side. She tried to break it down, Kontaveit. It held firm. Ending with a forehand winner from Sharapova, who leads now 4-3.
It's time for the Peekaboo blue ball delivery to center court. Plus, one lucky fan is going home with a Peekaboo prize pack, which includes a Wilson backpack and a $100 Peekaboo gift card.
It's very tough to play her on second serves. Okay, more first serves in court. On her serve, you've got to make her play more. You've got to get more returns in court. Okay? Block it if you have to. Make her play. In the points, I feel good when you're getting the ball away from her. Okay? If you're directing it aggressively away from her, you're in charge of the points. Don't let her stand and hit. Get the ball away from her. Keep her off balance. Okay, so it's simple. Upgrade the serve. First serves in court. Okay, it is simple. You can do that. You can serve better than this. You know that. I mean, you got off to a rough start. Just calm. Stay calm.
Next one, when I'm thinking of, I'm going to put more on, like...
Just set up as strongly as you can. You've got a great action. Set up strongly. Get up to it. Commit to it. Positive thoughts on serve. You need to serve better. Make her work harder for her serves. Come on.
Deep end now of this first set. Maria Sharapova with the break and serving with new balls. Naomi, what did you take out of the conversation that Kontaveit had with Coach Sears?
Yeah, great. I mean, it was very to the point, really two things, which is exactly what we've been saying, which is more first serves. You just cannot take on Sharapova with a low first serve percentage, and right now she's at 38%. It's just not going to work. And the second thing was keep her off balance. Got to get width and depth to do that. And Kontaveit's just been struggling a little bit because she's got sucked into the harder hitting, which inevitably takes off some of the width and depth.
Smart serve there from Sharapova. Took a little bit off, put it in the middle of the box and out of the rhythm on the return. Thus was Kontaveit.
Sears said that it's simple, which didn't go down particularly well. But I think maybe just getting confused of Kontaveit. He wasn't saying it was easy. It's like I was saying about Sharapova game style. It is a simple game style. It's incredibly tough to take on when she's doing it well.
Wonderful clean strike from Kontaveit.
Yeah, but the reason that that backhand was a winner was because she took it early and she got the width. If that had just been a fraction more centrally, Sharapova could have got a racket on it, could have done really well, and Kontaveit would have been out of position. It's not the pace.
Just a brilliant 1-2 combination from Sharapova. Come on, Maria, the shout from one fan in the stands. Backhand. Sharapova gets the 5-3.
Well, I thought that the coaching chat that happened between Kontaveit and Sears at the last changeover was very good, very positive. It's all of it was really good stuff. It was interesting that Kontaveit said she was overthinking the serve. She keeps trying to make adjustments and maybe is kind of overcompensating. And there she's just trying to nail the second serve because she knows what's going to happen if she doesn't.
Very close. Sharapova, less challenging. And she was right to it. Return again, spot on, just missing on the follow.
That's a risky serve to attempt if you're putting a little bit of cut on it like Kontaveit did, because it swings into the strike zone. And because it's down the middle of the court, it means that Sharapova can hit the return going away from you.
Really out in front on that return. Serving at around 40% is Kontaveit, and to give you some context, her season average is around 65%. Well, there have been some opportunities in this game for Sharapova. But it's Kontaveit with the game point now. Good success when the first serve has gone in for Kontaveit. She gets out of that game, and we'll see how big that is. Let's check up and we'll try to close out the first 5-4.
It's time for the Smile Cam. Today's Smile Cam winner is brought to you by Dr. Kalani, the Smile Stylist, who is the official dentist of Tennis Canada and the Rogers Cup. Smile, Toronto! We're looking for the winner on our Smile Cam. I want to see those $1 million smiles. There's our Smile Cam winner. Congratulations, you've just received a special prize pack valued at over $500. And fans, if today wasn't your lucky day, you can still enter to win the grand prize by visiting the smilestylist.ca. Keep smiling!
Maria Sharapova was within a whisker of winning the first set in the last game. Love 30 had an opportunity, a big one for Love 40. Untaken. And it cost her here. Tricky, that shorter ball. Kontaveit with the early advantage. Unloading.
Great quality striking, the depth followed up by the width. Perfect combination.
Next person.
Ooh, fought that one off.
15-13.
On a big point as well.
Left Pacific.
Just the second double for Sharapova, but it comes at a very crucial stage.
Both of those serves, she took so much time, really lost her rhythm, and you could see by the way she hit it, she was all over the place, nearly falling over.
Well, that is a let-off for Sharapova.
Yeah, and this is where Kontaveit has to really hold herself to incredibly high standards. Sharapova is hugely out of match practice. The big moments, you've got to force her to come up with the great tennis. We just saw the point before. That was a couple of tight serves. Got to get that ball back into play and just see.
I have to ask the question. Well, went big on the second serve. Got her reward to bring up a set point. The serve once again, helping Sharapova. She liked that forehand, and she liked that first set as well. It's one set to the good for the Russian, 6-4.
Second set. Kontaveit.
Anett Kontaveit to begin the second set against Maria Sharapova. Had the opportunity in the last game with a break chance untaken.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad set from Kontaveit, really. It was just a couple of moments she let Sharapova off the hook a little easily. That and the low first serve percentage, which I'm sure she will be looking to sort out in this second set. Something like that can just dramatically change the energy of a match.
Not the first serve there, brilliant one. It just shows you just the mental game that is tennis. Perhaps they would have gone into this match saying, okay, you know what, you're facing Sharapova, you need to get the first serves up. And that in itself puts some pressure on the serve as he comes out flying in the second set.
First game, second set.
Still relatively inexperienced playing at this level, at the highest level, Kontaveit.
You can see there just the first serve percentage, a touch low at 41%, and you know, really anything over 50 is kind of looking okay, but against somebody like Sharapova who really likes to annihilate the second serves, then you probably want that to be, you know, nudging up even higher. Other than that, relatively tidy for Kontaveit. You can't really complain. Pretty strong from Sharapova as well, but that, in terms of the stats we're seeing in front of us, that is the biggest problem for Kontaveit in that first set. And just a couple of moments where she just really needed to ask some tougher questions of Sharapova just to see where she's really at right now. But maybe those tougher questions are still yet to come.
Caress backhand. Last week we were talking about Kontaveit, how excited he is to work with her. Feels that there's certainly a lot to work with, and you know, one thing you look for in younger players, that she's 23, is how they fare against the top players. And I mean, for such a young player, her record against the top 10, 9-14. That's very, very good. Giving Sharapova a different look there on the return.
Yeah, I think you'd struggle to find anyone who would say that she's not capable of reaching the top 10. I mean, absolutely. There's so much about her game to like.
Stayed with it. Kept her composure on that final ball. More break points she's manufactured.
And the width is just a different level to the first set. See that side to side. Sharapova just cannot cover that amount of court in that time. And Kontaveit and Sears have been working together for some time now, just over a year. And I have to say, I think it's, on the whole, it's been a very successful partnership. The rankings moved up. She has some good results. Still, as we mentioned at the beginning of the match, can be a little streaky. Gives you something to work on as a coach. That's what you want. You don't want a finished article. You want something to get your teeth stuck into. And if Sears can help just steady the ship a little, then sure, her ranking will keep progressing further.
Good scampering by Sharapova in the forehand corner. Just pulled up on that backhand to give Kontaveit a third opportunity. The return left short, and Sharapova all over it.
Smothered that one. Kontaveit got a little too excited and really just got way too close to the ball.
Fended off 3 break points in this game. Would this be a lift if she can get out of this game, Sharapova? And she has done a loud roar as well.
Really digging her heels in that game. Kontaveit will be very frustrated she wasn't able to push ahead, because she came out with this at the beginning of this second set with so much purpose, better serving, finding much better width. And you kind of feel like that it would be fairer if she was a break-up just based on what we've seen, but it's 1-1. Sharapova is so good at that, just forcing the scoreboard to move in her favour.
Saving those 3 break chances. This could be a very, very telling game.
It's so valuable to come through a game like that, because not only do you do damage to your opponent who feels like they should have won that game and they had the opportunities and they're playing the better tennis, but the score's still 1-all. She gives herself the opportunity to let out that roar of come on, give herself a boost.
One more double now for Kontaveit, and Sharapova 4.
Sharapova's challenge to the call on the right baseline. Ball is pulled out.
Oh, good contact made by Sharapova, no question. It did look to be long. Let's see.
Third two. Sharapova has 2 challenges remaining.
Worked on that a lot. Her movement over the years. Sharapova once described herself, for example, as a cow on ice playing on clay. That's one of the reasons why she's been able to win a couple of French Opens, working on that aspect of her game, moving on the clay, and all surfaces in general. And shots like that help as well.
Well, she moves incredibly well for her height. Really, she does. Don't have to move much in that last point. It's exactly what she's looking for. As much as she moves well now, she'd much rather stand in the central third of the court and nail it into the space.
Well, it's something the coach said, right, when he was talking to Kontaveit, don't let her stand and hit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad luck.
We are seeing Sharapova on the stretch more and more, though, in the second set. We didn't see it much in the first. Kontaveit, once she'd found the width, kind of kept going back behind her, just right back into the same corner. But this is better from Kontaveit, but break point down here.
Three for 3 on break chances for Sharapova. Kontaveit 1 for 5. On the bottom line, Sharapova now leads by a set and a break.
It's time for the OLG giveaway. OLG is serving up some sweet prizes as a proud sponsor of the Rogers Cup presented by National Bank. Here's our lucky winner. They take home an OLG prize pack and behind-the-scenes tour of the Rogers Cup. Don't forget to stop by the OLG Winners Corner and step inside the whirlwind for your chance at winning fantastic prizes. OLG, feel the win. Furniture for your house, St. Chesterfield, or $85 million, $5 million.
just past 8 p.m. local time in Toronto. And Maria Sharapova has a lead now by a set and a break over Anett Kontaveit. We've just seen one of these 2-game swings in tennis, as we often do see. Sharapova saving 3 break chances to get to 1-1 and then breaking. Didn't miss by much, but it was off just by a tad. Sharapova's first serve percentage in this really going, the second set, has dropped under 40%.
Kontaveit has got to work hard to keep this score close. I mean, she's playing better as well. It all helps, but did see Sharapova get a little tight in that first set. Kontaveit just couldn't quite make her pay. I think the same will happen if the score is close at the back end of this set. That's where you have to change it to the space there. You've just got to keep Sharapova on the run, going back cross court there. I mean, okay, she dragged it middle, which is really what did the damage against Kontaveit, but I just think a bit too often we've seen her go back to the same corner. You don't want to hit more than 2 shots in one corner, Sharapova, and if you can, just keep switching. I know it's slightly riskier to change it down the line, but it was either that or she's just going to stand and strike, which is what Nigel Sears told her to avoid.
Sharapova now having to hit so many second serves. Kontaveit has been able to capitalize 2 more break chances since the end of the first set. Sharapova has been under pressure on serve. Cannot save the break points in that game, Sharapova. 2 apiece.
2 games.
Really on the back foot there, Kontaveit.
I mean, that's What we talk about when we're talking about the Sharapova onslaught. I mean, just brute force, practically knocking Kontaveit over in the end.
No time really to set off that return for Kontaveit. Back comes Sharapova to earn 3 break chances.
It was a great effort on the turn there from Sharapova, but she just couldn't get it across the body of Kontaveit. It went into the right hip, and that meant that Kontaveit could just sink down, wrap around the outside of the ball, and find great space on the first strike. If she had been forced to play a backhand, she would have had to play an off backhand. Would have been really tough for her.
Only dropped 2 points behind the first serve in this set. Kontaveit only on 1 point behind the second serve. She's challenging there, Sharapova. First serve there for Kontaveit, and a good one, was it? Splendid return from Sharapova. Did it catch the line? No, only just. Just like in the first set, she's down to 1 challenge fairly early in the set. Just waited for Kontaveit move the other way.
Kontaveit just struggling to get it out of the Sharapova strike zone consistently enough. It's definitely done better in this set than she was doing in the first. We have seen Sharapova reaching and off balance.
Couple of very big serves on the ad side in succession. Almost same spot, right in the corner. Such a clean strike from Sharapova.
I really gotta say, for somebody, I mean, no matter how great the champion, to have had so few matches and to be playing at this level is very impressive.
Oh, 3 times in a row. She's produced the goods.
think we should go wide again.
Well, I was just thinking, is Sharapova just maybe going to step over by maybe half a step in that direction? Force Kontaveit to maybe change it up? Go body or middle? Yes, she was. Super rally.
That was almost a more effortless Sharapova. The grunt was a little quieter, the footwork was a bit less, it was more relaxed, it was more like a training sort of Sharapova. The strike, if you were just watching the ball, nothing changed.
Very smooth.
Yeah, nice and calm. First serve really has changed things up here. The second set, 68% of those first serves in for Kontaveit. It was down far lower than that in that first, down in the 40s.
She forced her to go T on that serve, Sharapova. Kontaveit digs out in that game and pulls out in front in the second set. 3-2.
3 games to 2.
Hey everybody, it's Brad, and welcome back to the Rogers Cup here.
Good job. Great game to get out of. Served so much better that game. When you got up to it, you committed to it. No, but you served so much better. I mean, you did really well to get out of that game. Remember, she's played very few matches, okay? If you want to turn this round, you're quite good enough to turn it round. You just got to put her under a bit more pressure, more consistently. So keep your head. You have. You have. So just keep doing the right things. You know what to do. Got to get her off balance, get the ball away from her, make her work. If you're calm enough in some of those long rallies, don't be scared to throw one up higher to her forehand, or just give her no pace with a little slice. You can mix it up a little bit at the right time, and only if you feel comfortable, okay? But you're right in this. You just got to fight it through, and good things can happen. She can serve double faults if you make her work for the serve, all right? She can miss. She hasn't played many matches. Hasn't played anything like as much tennis as you have. You're getting better. Now stick with it. Come on.
Enjoy some great tennis.
Time.
Some eventful games in this second set. And a bit of a momentum changer as well. Maria Sharapova, who was up, now trails. We're still on serve. That was a stunner of a drop.
It was almost unnecessarily good, wasn't it? I mean, Sharapova was nowhere near that. But what angle came around the cut on the inside of the ball, which was just having it drift away, and just squeezed it in time.
Well, she backtracked, and you maybe thought that could be a difference. But she missed that final backhand, but no.
It's just great quality striking. Really fascinating listening to Nigel Sears when he came on at the previous changeover. Twice he reminded Kontaveit she has not played many matches. I think that just means that in the tight moments, things are just going to be a little clunky. They're not going to be as slick as when you're feeling really good and you've got lots of wins under your belt. And also just bigging his player up, saying, you've had all the time out on court. You've won lots of matches this year.
Well, there's some respite for Sharapova on serve, because first serve had been hard to come by in set 2. And only 5 tournaments for Sharapova this campaign. Australia, Shenzhen, St. Petersburg, where she had to be a walkover, and then Mallorca and Wimbledon. Smooth hold there for Sharapova, which she'll take after the pressure she'd faced on serve.
It's difficult to know which way this set's going to go, really, isn't it? It's up for grabs. I think both players are doing a lot of good stuff. This is a high-quality match. It's just about who can get their game style on the court. If we see big striking, you know, Sharapova is winning the majority of the points. If we see lots of running and movement, well, then surely it's going Kontaveit's way. Just not quite getting hold of the second serve. I mean, struggling to get a real grip on the ball. And when you play with that much spin, you almost feel like the ball is on the strings for a really long time, like you've kind of caught it before you release it, and she's just not getting that at all.
One of those where the returners saying, oh, did that have to be a let? Airport not far away from this site. International Airport in Toronto. Well, that worked out very well for Kontaveit. Defensive work just to keep that ball in play from Kontaveit. But she has not missed many of those, Sharapova. Well, that was a big chance for Sharapova. Carve out a break point. Hold from 30-all for Kontaveit. She's looking to force a third set. Has a 4-3 lead in this second.
No matter how healthy your immune system declines anyway, increasing your risk of getting shingles. So what can protect you? Shingles can help protect. Shingles is a vaccine proven to be over 90% effective for people 50 years and older. Shingles doesn't care. Shingles can help protect.
You make me happy with the things you do.
The second set in the balance between Maria Sharapova, the wild card, and Anett Kontaveit, the number 16 seed. Didn't earn a break point in the last game, Sharapova, but there were some opportunities. Just barely missed the return, a backhand that she'd been making. Missed that. Kontaveit able to hold.
Early strike on the return there from Kontaveit. Finding great width again. And when you find width against Sharapova, it's not even like, oh, it's going to work a lot, or you're going to get some joy if you find the width. I mean, it just works almost every time. She gets very, very off balance. As long as you execute it at a good level, it's almost foolproof. The challenge is to try and do it facing that amount of pace, which is why she's developed the game that she has, because if you just throw down an absolute onslaught of all-out attack, pace, quality striking, who can find consistent width when they're on the receiving end of that?
Just the second double of this set for Sharapova. One thing that the coach was saying to Kontaveit earlier in the set was, if you feel comfortable, if you have the chance, a bit of variation in terms of the speed, maybe a higher ball, change the pace. That's not something we've seen so far. Well, she didn't change the pace there, but won the point, Kontaveit. And the fans approve. after entertaining rally.
Sharapova is struggling here on her first serve percentage. It was 65 in the first set. She was just down below 40% here in this second.
Well, how is that?
I can't believe it. Where has that come from?
Second chance on the way for Kontaveit. Well left. There's been very little deviation in the toss of Sharapova this evening. That one was perfect and well struck. Five aces.
She's got that ball toss a little wrong. I think she was falling through it.
A great block from Sharapova right off the return. Keep the rally going, but the pressure unrelenting from Kontaveit.
And you can start to see it now on the face of Sharapova. Not looking entirely convinced.
Just missed it, but she did miss it. So Kontaveit will have the chance to serve out the second.
A combination there, the first serve percentage of Sharapova still down low, giving Kontaveit more opportunities, and particularly on the deuce side, she gets that second serve return look on the backhand, which is down the middle of the court. She's found great width on it over and over. And again, in that last game, doing more damage with it. And on top of that, Sharapova just began to look a little unsure. Completely understandable when she's been sidelined for so much of the year and it's been so interrupted.
Set points. Saw the hitting partner of Sharapova looking on Alex Kuznetsov. He's helping Sharapova can somehow recover in this game. Kontaveit taking advantage of the net cord, and a roar this time from the Estonian as she has forced a third set, and the fans love it.
Trial sentences, I hit right there.
New sustain complete.
On court after the bathroom break. Start of the third set. Traditionally, if you look at her career, she has thrived in these deciding sets. However, Kontaveit this year, sparkling record in third sets, 9 wins, 3 defeats. And not many matches for Sharapova this season, so not many third sets. How do you see this third set going?
It's tough to say, really, because I do just think that both players have been playing really well. That first set percentage of Sharapova needs to get sorted out. If she does manage to do that, I still just feel like Kontaveit has the edge, because I can't really see either one of these players running away with it. I can't see Sharapova kind of taking a 4-1, 5-1 lead. I feel like it's going to be tight all the way through, as it has been through the match, and with Sharapova's lack of match practice, that's where it's going to get sticky.
Well, how is that returning defense into attack?
Great squash shot forehand from out wide just to get herself back in the point. Then found the corner. Kontaveit's just found the right way to play. It's what she's been trying to do from the beginning, but she found it a little bit more difficult. But now she is finding that width. She knows what she's trying to do. She's walking about much more purpose on the court. It really comes down to, can Sharapova just get on top of her, just produce too much pace, too much quality that she can't do it anymore? That's the sort of thing.
And we shouldn't forget as well that even though Sharapova hasn't had a lot of matches this season, she is still Maria Sharapova, the multiple Grand Slam winner. That aura she brings to the court. A beautiful off backhand return winner from Kontaveit. First serve from Sharapova. And the start she was looking for in this decider.
A really high standard of tennis we saw in that second set. You can just see how the first serve percentage just flipped around there. Kontaveit up from the 40s to 61%. Sharapova down from the 60s to 41%, and that really has changed the energy of the match. And then from the back of the court, well, the width, I mean, we can't see it there in a stat, but the width from Kontaveit has been far superior to what she produced in the first set. Pretty tidy on the numbers from Sharapova. 14 unforced errors, 10 winners. That is not too bad at all. Don't think there's much she'll be complaining about from that set. When we talk about the lack of matches, if we just put it into some sort of perspective really on the numbers, I mean, every year up until Maria served that suspension, she'd basically been winning between 30 and 60 matches a year, every single season, which is a pretty normal amount for a top 10 player, multiple Grand Slam champion. In some seasons, multiple seasons, she's won 59 matches. And in the last 3 years combined, she's won 43 matches. 3 whole seasons.
She tagged that return. That's something that Serena Williams was talking about at Wimbledon.
Yep.
You know, she's coming off the knee injury, looking for matches. So, you know, players like Sharapova and Serena, we're talking about players who've racked up Grand Slam titles, particularly Serena, of course, with those 23, but knowing the need to play matches, to develop some kind of a rhythm and, you know, just get that match practice.
Yeah, and I think these great champions are very capable of not playing a lot and turning up and, well, you know, just being who they are. We've seen Serena do that back end of her season. She's finished at the US Open so many times, turned up to Australia in fine form, and proven a lot of doubters wrong, I think, time and time again. But it's when it's consistently year on year, they're very light on matches. That's when it starts to affect them. I think for Serena to have 3 months where she doesn't play after US Open and then come back, and that's fine. She can do that each year. But if she then has to take another break because of an injury and then a third break, then, you know, it just adds up each time.
That game threatened to get away from Kontaveit from 40 love. But not so. One apiece. We've seen heard cries of "Come on, Maria" quite a few times in this match, but Kontaveit, no doubt, winning fans as well with her performance. I'm sure she'll love this occasion because in the past, reading some interviews, she said she loves playing big stadiums in front of a lot of people.
Let listen.
taken forehand.
There wasn't much space to find there. Kontaveit just inches to find the passing shot, but she found it. Sharapova just not doing enough with that first volley. She's getting burned a lot when she's hitting her second serve down the middle of the court because she's not getting it that close to the tee. So it really is in the strike zone of Kontaveit, and she's an aggressive player. She's finding fantastic width on it, and that return moves away from Sharapova, so it's even further away from her when she gets to the contact.
Seconds.
Lovely change of direction there from Sharapova. Half a dozen double faults now for Sharapova to match her ace count.
And none of them have really been on the most crucial moments, but they're just hanging around. They're making her progress difficult. A lot of them coming in that sort of situation, game point up, but after losing it, goes back to deuce. It's not like she's 40 love or 40-15 up.
Delighted to get that point.
It's just a little lack of discipline there from Kontaveit. You see she was trying to punch a hole through the middle of the court. It's not going to happen against Sharapova, really. Just got to keep that width.
Contrast of emotions. Time for this match quite a few times when they've gone forehand to point. It hasn't worked out for Kontaveit. And there it does. Back to back. Big serves down the middle from Sharapova. That was an extended game, and it goes to the Russian, who leads 2-1.
It's time for the Toronto Star Prize Pack Giveaway. One lucky fan is taking home a prize pack. All compliments of the Toronto Star. Congratulations, there's our lucky winner. Thank you, Toronto Star.
Time.
Great start to this week's night matches at the Rogers Cup in Toronto. Sharapova and Anett Kontaveit in a real battle. Third set, Sharapova on top 2-1.
Law 15.
Really had not much time to set Kontaveit, thanks to the return from Sharapova, who first played at this tournament in 2003. Nice movement with the feet, the adjustment. Get out to love 30. It was 5 years later, in 2008, where she played the Rogers Cup and had the shoulder, the bad shoulder issue had to be seen by the trainer. After that, out of the game for a while. Hitting from Kontaveit. And then she came back in 2009 when she was ranked number 49 in the world. Coming back from the injury and the surgery, beat 3 seeded players before losing to Elena Demencheva in straight sets in the finale. That's just tremendous stuff from both.
That's just super work from Kontaveit. Relentless width. And at such a high quality as well.
Made after the left-handed save in a city that loves its ice hockey. She's enjoying this battle. Kontaveit, as is Sharapova. Kicks out of love 30.
2 games.
Yeah, great use of the body serve there. We saw a couple of them in that game. Neither player has really just been able to make that breakaway. We've seen patches of really good stuff. Well, not even patches, actually. It's all been quite choppy. There's been no real momentum swings at all. Yes, Sharapova was the better player in the first set. And she wasn't in the second set, and that's how the sets went. But I haven't seen many runs at all, and even within games, not really seeing a lot of love service games or anything kind of quick or clinical.
And just to mirror that, look at some of the stats. In this one, first serve points won. Pretty close, 78%, 70 to Sharapova. Second serve points won, only 3% the differential. Winners and unforced. One is -5, the other is -4.
I mean, in tennis, you're always looking for runs of points, getting clusters and flurries of good work, because that's what really gets the scoreboard moving and can drive you forward and can then trigger off so much. And that's just what neither one has been able to do, but it's been because of the good play of the opponent. That's what's interrupted it, and I think both players are kind of frustrated at that.
Sharapova moves out in front in this third set. 3 games to 2.
3 games to 2.
It's all right. There's nothing in it, okay? It's all about heart and spirit from now on. I want you to load your legs, keep your head forward, stay over every ground stroke, relentless pressure, okay? You've got to fight for this, you've got to earn it. And when you get a second serve, you've got to make her play it. Just try and position a little better. I know, so you maybe take it early. Take it early. No, you take it early.
I don't know, sometimes she hits it faster to my forehand, and if I come standing, then I'm...
Well, one or the other. Either go right back or take it early on the rise. Don't get caught in between. You can always use the block on her first serve. Yes, she has hit quite a lot of aces, but it's also looked vulnerable, her serve, when she loses her rhythm and you put her under pressure. But you've got to fight for this, and you've got to position, and you've got to keep your head. How about making the commitment to that first serve, first point of the game, right? You keep missing that first serve because you're planing on it, you're half hitting it. Set up properly and go after it, okay? You've got to be positive from here on in, okay? You're doing great, you're right in there. Now fight, come on.
Congratulations.
Past the 2-hour mark in this first round match between Maria Sharapova and Anett Kontaveit. Kontaveit serving second in this decider. Will scoreboard pressure, as that term goes, be a factor?
It's just forced Sharapova to take that third step there. She's comfortable when she's standing and striking, and that's what Coach Nigel Sears has told Kontaveit to avoid. But what he really means is anything within 2 steps. 1 step forward, 2 steps to the ball, she's very comfortable. That third, that's where she struggles. It was interesting what Sears was saying. He was saying it's all about heart and spirit from here on in because of the late stage of the match and because she's doing so much well. Really, she's executing the tactics very well on the whole. Sometimes she's getting a little overwhelmed with the pace of Sharapova, but I mean, who wouldn't? Really, the only thing left to do is just get over the line.
Well, she drove through it, Sharapova, and came in.
Passing shots have been excellent from Kontaveit. Gone cross court, I think, every single time. Wrapped the racket around the outside of the ball, found as much width as possible. Sharapova always looks to really cover the middle and force a great quality shot from you.
Yeah, she wasn't taken by surprise there, Kontaveit. Oh, what a flick there from Sharapova.
She's one of the best at finding a way. If she's got strings on the ball, she will come up with something, surely. I mean, that wasn't even really a shot. Just stuck the racket out, made some sort of contact.
Just didn't move her legs there, Sharapova. Still, no great chances in this third and final set. New balls for Sharapova at 3 apiece. Hasn't been all that successful with the challenges this evening, Sharapova. However, she gets that one right. That's serve up to Kontaveit very quickly into the body. So determined to take it out of the air. They're all closed down.
She's really got her serve back firing in this third set now, up to 64%. Remember in that second, it really dropped off down below 50 for Sharapova. It just makes such a difference, doesn't it, the amount of pressure on Kontaveit. And when, I mean, this match has just been so tight all the way through, and as I was mentioning, neither one can stretch ahead in any way at all. Changing first serve, really making a difference.
That court, just throwing Sharapova off the rhythm. Kontaveit well inside the baseline. And maybe that's why it counts the double fault. Second in this set, 7 in total. She took a little bit off.
Advantage.
As such, Kontaveit missing the return. Fist bump from Sharapova. Taken to deuce in that game, but it's a hold. And she moves out in front, 4-3.
Tennis Canada would like to thank our group in attendance tonight, North York Tennis Club. Thank you for coming out and enjoying a night of great action at your Rogers Cup presented by National Bank. More great action coming up tonight, tennis fans, and all week long. Come back and see us tomorrow, where Venus Williams will be in the house playing right here on Stadium Court. Drop by our advanced ticket booth near the front gates and grab some tickets for tomorrow's action and a chance to watch Venus Williams on your Rogers Cup presented by National Bank.
Estonia's number 1, Anett Kontaveit, the number 16 seed, serving at 3-4 in this third set. Hasn't faced a break chance.
So nicely done there from Kontaveit, just taking the ball away on that forehand side, just that extra little bend on the wrist, little bit around the side of the ball.
Yeah, that was a timely serve for her, because you see the first serve percentage in this set. Sharapova has had a look at a lot of second serves. How about that for a return?
Well, as a professional tennis player on the WTA Tour, 99 times out of 100 you're going to get a short ball to put away there. Great serve from Kontaveit.
Well,
Oh, she found that backhand. It was inside the baseline.
Seeing some frustration from Sharapova. She knows it's within reach. It must be just tantalizingly close for her. She's been playing brilliantly well. I mean, all things, even without all things considered, to be honest, it's just great level tennis. But she just wants one more level, and she knows she'll be there. She'll keep searching for it. Kontaveit's got to hope that she runs out of time.
I think it's because too Sharapova knows that she's getting a lot of second serves in this set.
For such an ambitious shot there, to try and run around to play the off backhand from deep behind the baseline in the middle of the court. We've not seen much poor decision making from Sharapova, but that one 4-3 up 30 all, what a huge point. I mean, if it had worked, I would have been raving about it.
She made one earlier in the game, a similar shot.
It's definitely doable. It's just on those, the bigger points, you just really want to try and stay clinical, particularly when you're out of match practice.
From 15-30, Kontaveit escapes.
4 games.
She takes the lead in this 9th game.
It's been quite astounding to watch, really, this match. There's always quality coming from somewhere. There isn't a poor point all round. I mean, okay, each one is having dips here and there, but at that time the other one's playing really well.
Well, is that the first time she's tried it in this match, the slice? Was she forced to play the slice there, Sharapova?
Well, to be facing that sort of quality from Kontaveit, I mean, what a great point. I think she was just trying to change it up, which I agree, it's quite rare from Sharapova. I mean, she normally backs herself in those positions. Again, getting to the latter stages of this match, and the decision-making is just starting to go off a little.
That's a big second serve. And much needed, especially with the score in the game as it was at 15-30.
Standing her ground there, Sharapova. It wasn't a bad return from Kontaveit, but she wasn't going to budge. It's so early.
It's been fascinating to watch. Another fantastic second serve by Sharapova. Give credit to Kontaveit. The first break chance of this final set goes to Anett Kontaveit. She's 3 for 9 overall. Oh, well left. It must have been so tempting to take it out of the air. And Kontaveit has made her fair share of passes this evening.
That's a tough one to leave, isn't it? You just want to slam it away. Be sure.
Hadn't hit that shot, that inside in forehand many times, Sharapova.
And if you give her an inch, it is just brutal. Devastating power.
Could be a roar from Sharapova if she wins this next point.
Miss Sharapova's challenge Nicole on the right near sideline. Balls pulled out.
Sharapova showing us there. The ball was wide, telling she was wide. Sharapova is going to challenge anyway.
And it's the 8th double fault for Sharapova in the match, and I mean, so many of them have come at game point. And then back to all square afterwards.
Super rally. This is great stuff. And maybe that's a compliment.
Oh, Sharapova just stole that point. Kontaveit, she had a short ball that really could have gone away, just got a little tentative on it. Sharapova, of course, then turned the point around, threw in a lefty forehand in defense just for good measure. Phenomenal work.
Oh, but even with the left hand, couldn't pick that one up.
It's just been almost impossible for both of these players to string it together. Sharapova comes up with a fantastic point, then Kontaveit does in response.
Well, they're really bringing out the best in each other.
Time violation warning, Miss Sharapova.
Been given a warning there, Sharapova. How about the variety from Sharapova in succession? On the forehand, the backhand has that ground stroke drifted long from Kontaveit. It has.
Two challenges.
You've got to hand it to Kontaveit. I mean, when Nigel Sears last came on, he said it's all about heart and spirit. Seeing bags of that here.
Reach back and let rip. Kontaveit just keeps coming.
I don't know how this match is going to end. I mean, we do technically have a never-ending scoring system. So, I mean, if no one can win 2 points in a row, it's never going to finish.
We could have a 15-deuce game.
I wouldn't mind, though. Having a great time.
Yeah. What a watch this has been.
Sharapova challenge on the right baseline, ball was put on.
Didn't miss by much, but it did.
Sharapova has one challenge remaining.
Sears, when he came out, was talking about the return from Kontaveit. Sometimes, okay, either move right up or go right back. Maybe there was it a case of in the middle. Is that the reason why that ball got high up on her?
Yeah, exactly. It's just, it's difficult to know what to do. I mean, Sharapova has actually been varying it quite nicely. A lot of those body ones as well, so it's not easy to take that up inside the baseline.
Well, that was interesting because there she did. She moved back on that second serve return. Trying to get Capitol on the return. "14 minutes of this game, 7 deuces." Oh, you felt there was a chance for Sharapova on that forehand side. Not quite do enough with it.
It was a surprise to me that Kontaveit struggled so much on that smash, really was not in a great position, was almost falling backwards, and I think it caught Sharapova by surprise. She was ready to soak up the pace, and then a shorter ball came, and she wasn't sharp enough to step on it.
Great anticipation by Sharapova. Early in the rally, shorter ball in the backhand. She guessed it was going to be cross court, was waiting.
Talk about taking it early. Amazing court position. You said before that she got caught out. That time moved right up. Complete conviction. I know I'm stating the obvious, but it's possibly worth pointing out it's quite a big game.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's been a game where Sharapova had the first game point. It turned into a break chance, and thereafter she had 4 game points. So she's had opportunities to close this game out. Now here's break point number 3. Going by the machine. There is the break. Had to work ever so hard for it. Anett Kontaveit. But she gets her reward and now leads in this epic tussle. 5-4. Maria Sharapova, such an intense competitor. She has been matched this evening by Anett Kontaveit, who was just broken and will now try to close it out. has been that close, just to 1 point separating the players.
Just trying to come up with something out of nothing there, Kontaveit. It's not over. Sharapova hasn't managed to get any breakpoint chances in this set yet, but she's been in every game, really.
She looks to close it out. She has gotten some first serves in this game, Kontaveit. After she'd been struggling with her percentage in this decider. Sharapova all over the return.
Oh, just crushing that. Going straight down the middle, giving herself a big target. Lowest part of the net, biggest space on the court. And just destroying it.
Yep, she's going to challenge Kontaveit. Looking at the mark, she's not sure. Replay the point.
And it's a bit of a tough break there for Sharapova. You can understand why she's frustrated.
Came in on a hope there, Sharapova. After 2 hours, 40 minutes, Anett Kontaveit has match point. What a battle that was! And it goes in favor of the number 16 seed, Anett Kontaveit, who beats Maria Sharapova in 3 sets. A thriller.
Well, that's a performance to be proud of from Kontaveit. Really, it had it all, didn't it? She had to work things out after dropping that first set. She had to respond. She executed her tactics brilliantly after that, and then towards the end she had to fight so hard just to force her way over the line up against one of the greatest fighters of all time in Sharapova, and she did just that. It was absolutely superb, and it's very rare that we say Sharapova played very well and has come out on the losing end of a match, but that, you have to say that is one of them. Some of the crunch moments here or there, maybe the decision-making wasn't quite what she would want it to be, but we are talking about minor details.
Yep.
Fabulous match.
Super stuff indeed. For Sharapova, she has a wild card into Cincinnati. And she'll hope she can just stay healthy, something to build on. Kontaveit winning that third set. She was able to win the decider, serving at 41%. And more that penultimate game. Absolutely massive. Could be one of the games of the season in terms of the drama, the back and forth.
Congratulations, Anett. What an unbelievable performance by you and Maria. Yeah, give it up. You two sure put on a show for this packed house at center court. Can you describe the ups and downs throughout the 3 sets in 2 hours and 40 minutes?
Yeah, it was a super close match, and I really felt the support of the crowd in the third set in the end, so thank you guys.
Ninth game in that third set when you finally broke Maria's serve. What was your mental focus? How did you stay composed?
I was just trying to take it point by point and not think about the score that much, and yeah, it worked in the end.
Maria's not a top-ranked player, but as we saw tonight, when she is healthy, she is a fierce competitor. She took that first set. So how significant is a win like this over her?
Yeah, I'm definitely really happy with it, and excited to be moving on, and yeah, I'm really happy with the win today. She's a great competitor, like you said, so it's definitely a really good win.
Fantastic stuff. Good luck and great performance tonight.
Great performance by Kontaveit and both players. Don't forget that in their previous matchup in Stuttgart 2017, that was won by Sharapova in straight sets. Kontaveit turning the tables in this fantastic tussle.
Well, it was a little bit of a topsy-turvy one in terms of the score, and particularly with the first serve percentage. That was kind of bouncing around all over the place for both players, but it was just oh so tight all the way through. It was just such a tough one to call. And Kontaveit, I mean, really, it's not like she did anything dramatically better than Sharapova. It didn't necessarily feel like she was the better player. I thought she put in a fantastic performance, but somebody had to win, and she just held on right in those crucial moments when Sharapova struggled.
So look at the section of the draw. Kontaveit will face either Carla Suarez Navarro or Venus Williams. They'll do battle on Tuesday. Kiki Bertens down at the bottom as the number 5 seed, and up at the top is the highest seed in this section, and Karolina Pliskova leads the power rankings in terms of the hard court rankings. The Czech will face either Alison Risk, the newly married Alison Risk, or Maria Sakkari, the recent semi-finalist in San Jose. But what a way to start the night session in Toronto. Fantastic stuff between Kontaveit and Sharapova. Kontaveit the victor.